Okay. So welcome back to another session of the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. My name is Julie. So if this is your first time joining, welcome, even if it's not your first time joining. These sessions, just always the little housekeeping information at the beginning. These sessions are safe for anyone undergoing IVF at any stage of the IVF process. That being said, if you are feeling tired, or if you're just feeling tender or worn down, or if you have injuries unrelated, please always just listen to your body. So just respond appropriately. If you feel like partway through all you want to do is just lay there and be in the energy, that's fine. So just listen to your body, listen to yourself. There are no shoulds here. There's no one that you should be, no way that you should look, nothing that you should do. This is all just coming into our awareness of our body, of our minds, of our feelings, and just being with whatever is. Okay. So, and in a compassionate way. So I want to invite you always to treat yourself and your body like you would your closest friend or loved one, with as much love and kindness as you would for those around you. Okay. So we're going to start, as we usually do, with the centering and breathing. We're going to move into some warm-ups, and then from there we'll flow through some very gentle movements. Again, these classes are safe for people undergoing IVF or that could be in the first trimester. So there are certain things that we avoid. This is not a hardcore power yoga class. This is just a class. I am home again, which means that my dogs and cats may or may not come on screen or make noise. But see if you can just be with that, just allow that to be part of your practice in accepting. And I know some of you actually like it, so even better. One of the most powerful tools, whether we're talking about fertility or just daily life, of course, is our mindset. So we can always practice substituting more positive thoughts. So for example, if you're thinking like, oh, I don't like dogs, I don't like cats, we can shift it to, oh, I'm grateful to be here and this is what's here right now. Yeah. All right. And I often think if you don't like dogs and you don't like cats, or especially with dogs, I think either you've probably had a trauma or you just don't know yet that you like them. Yeah, so let's start. And finally, one last thing to say, this class is also suitable, of course, for you'll hear me talk about women's bodies, but guys are totally welcome here. Last week online, you might have seen that there was a partner yoga session. And if you didn't, please feel free to check that out with a partner, whether a friend or a romantic partner. Okay, so starting, let's find either a seated position or a position lying down on the back. Those of you that have been sitting at a desk most of the day, you probably want to lie down on your back and just give your hips and your lower back a little bit of a break. So if you lie down on your back, you always have two options. You can either bend your knees, and this is more comfortable for your lower back if there are sensitivities there, or you can extend both legs out. So just find what feels right for you. Okay. And if you're sitting, just try to sit up nice and tall. You can use any props available to you, whether you're a seasoned yogi and you've got lots of yoga props, or if you just want to sit on a pillow or a cushion, that's always fine too. I'm going to turn the air purifier down behind me. It's making a lot of noise. All right. So finding that centering position. And either sitting or lying down. Just close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And once you've sighed out a few times, just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath, letting it take over. Just notice what your breath can tell you in this moment about your body, how you're feeling. And again, try to practice noticing without judgment. So you don't have to label your experiences as good or bad. Just let them be what they are. And then check in with your mind and notice the quality of your mind. How open or closed it is, how busy or quiet. And I'd like you to notice if there are any thoughts on repeat in your mind. And I want you to notice the nature of any thoughts that you might have on repeat regularly, either now or in your regular life. And then picking out a few of those, I'd like you to notice how those thoughts also affect your body and your mood. And it might be that it can be either, right? You might have super positive thoughts that you find really affect you in this fantastic way, or you might have thoughts that draw your energy down. And again, there's no need to judge. It's just starting to cultivate this awareness. And I just want to throw out there that studies very actively show across multiple mediums that our thoughts directly affect our bodies. And we can feel that on some level. So, for example, if you imagine taking a lemon into your hand and just imagine the smell of it and imagine cutting it open, how that feels, the skin of it, the smell that comes out. And then imagine putting that lemon into your mouth and biting down and getting all of that lemon juice into your mouth. For many people, This will create that tingly sense in the back of the mouth. It will increase saliva production. Even just the imagination of biting into a lemon has this physical response. And we see this across, again, different studies and experiments. Children in hospital who are asked to visualize their immune system puppet fighting a germ puppet, for example, actually, when saliva swabs are taken, will have more of an active immune response already in the saliva just from the imagination. So I'd really like to invite you in this session today to remind yourself that you have a beautiful, strong, functional body. And I know if you're in this session that there are maybe frustration and sadness and grief and pain around pregnancy. But I'd really like to invite you to just imagine your body as this beautiful, strong, vibrant body, capable already of having healed itself, of creating the space that you want to create in your body and in your life. So really just set that intention right now to see your body as this miraculous body, full of light, fully capable, healed, and loved. And then start to deepen your breath. Also lovingly bringing oxygen deeper into the body. So we inhale through the nose and take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. And then exhale out the nose and feel the belly fall. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. And just imagine that with every inhale, we're bringing all this good energy, bringing all this good oxygen into the body, filling up our lungs with gratitude. And exhaling out anything that no longer serves us. And take a few breaths here like this. Those of you familiar with Ujjayi breath, feel free to come into that, but don't worry if you're not. We'll take about 3 breaths more here. And start to mentally ready yourself for movement. And just in your own time and in your own way, draw some movement back into your body, just letting yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh, just whatever you need, whatever feels good to you right now. It might just be sitting or being there. And then from here, I'd like you to take the next minute to just gradually make your way up to standing. So take your time coming up, really just stretch out along the way, be expressive, creative, playful. Again, remember that you have this body full of light, which there's actually science behind that, which I will explain a little later, but you have this body full of light, full of life, full of so many capabilities. So just take a moment to explore what it is, even just to bring yourself up to standing, having a little play. All right. And then once you have come up to standing, I'd like you to take your feet to a nice hip distance stance and just square the toes out in front of you. If you're still coming up, take your time. There's no rush. Once you do get there, again, feet at hip distance, you can even play with rocking on your feet a little bit, just saying hello to the soles of your feet, saying hello to the earth underneath you, reminding yourself that you are here now, that you are alive. Okay. Oh, and then let's take an inhale, bring the arms up to the sky. Oh, and exhale, release down. We can even bend the knees a little, and we inhale and we blossom up to the sky. And exhale, release. And again. And then inhale, lift all the way up. Nice and simple, interlace your fingers, turn your palms up to the sky, take a nice big stretch, starting to open up your shoulders. Breathe. All right. And then gently release. Let your left hand come down to your waist. So starting with something simple, familiar. Place that left hand into your waist, in and up under your ribs. Inhale, lift your right arm. And then exhale, start to tip across towards that left side. Laterally opening there. And then inhale, take it all the way back through center. We're going to do another one a little later. Exhale, take it down into the waist. And then shift it across. And inhale, take it all the way back up through center. Now, from here, I want you to exhale and take your arms. We've done this before, so you might have done this in here before. So we're going to actually draw the hands up into prayer. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, start to send your hips forward and your arms back. Now, for some people, they'll go really far. For others, less. That usually has to do with a little bone called the acromion process. Never judge how far you get with these things. Just take it to that point. And now we are going to inhale here. And then we're going to exhale and bend the knees. And we exhale high. And we ski jump down. Okay, and then we're going to inhale and lift it back up. And we're going to start to do that a little more quickly. So again, inhaling through the nose in this up position and then exhaling ha as we take it down. But again, I want you to come into visualization. So imagine that with every exhale, ha, you're just throwing your crap out, whatever you don't want. So all of those thoughts that tell you you're not worthy, that tell you that there's something wrong with you, that tell you that there's something wrong with your body, that you're not good enough. I want you to just imagine you're just throwing all that out. Just throw it out, okay? So we're going to inhale here. Exhale, and you can really it out. Big inhale up. Keep it going, a few more. Two more. And last one. And then inhale, lift all the way back up. Exhale, release your arms, bringing them down to your side, slowly, slowly. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. A couple more. This time when you exhale, just relax your shoulders, relax your hands. Close your eyes. Do what you need to do with your breath. And just check in. Notice how breathing and movement have the ability to potentially shift how you're feeling. Just notice what's there. Maybe you feel the same, maybe you feel different. Just become aware. And then inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale them back and interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw down through the arms, popping your chest. Take an inhale. And then exhale. I want you to bend your knees, little bend, hinge forward from your hips, and let those interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. Now you can either stay here in the static stretch, or you can just isolate your shoulders and stir the air behind you with your knuckles. Oh. And go the other way. Take it back to center. Draw your hands back down towards your lower back. Unwind your fingers. And inhale, reverse the swan dive up to the sky. Oh, exhale, release your arms down to your sides. Just relax your shoulders. Take a moment to sigh out. Or yawn, apparently. I'm sorry. Take another breath here. Okay. And then we're going to do something that might feel a little bit silly, but that's normal. So I just want you to go with it. And if you're using a mat, step up towards the front of your mat. If you're not using a mat, don't worry, it's not necessary. It can just be helpful at best. So once you come up to the front of your practice space, I want you to, again, have your feet at hip distance and then start to shift your weight into your right foot and really feel the weight shift across that foot, across the ball, the side, the heel of that foot. And then we're going to inhale and lift up into Bali Kikasana. So we lift the arms into this weird Karate Kid pose, and we lift that left leg up, bending the knee, flexing the foot. Now, I want you to avoid the discoing dinosaur, which is kind of like this, right? That's what it seems like to me. So we want to keep the spine nice and straight here, again, rather than find that lean back. Okay. Just made me think of years ago, I used to play Just Dance, and there's a Rihanna track. If you've played Just Dance, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, anyway. Okay, we're going to inhale here. And then keep your weight. I'm going to just turn to the side, but ignore that. We're going to keep the weight onto that right foot in Bali Kikasana, in crane pose. And then we're going to take it out into a variation of Warrior 3, which is like a figure skater. Oops. So you're going to take your arms to the sides of your body and take that left leg up and back behind you. Then you can play with taking your arms to a T or even all the way out into superhero. I've got to move away from my wall here and just have a play there. Some people will find that their leg is like really near the floor, kind of hovering, safety net. Obviously, keep yourself safe, but play with finding that position where you can try to bring your chest parallel, your leg up. Again, arms might be coming out into superhero or into a T. If you're like me and you're running into things in your space, just do the best that you can. That plant is beautiful, but it's gonna have to move. Take another breath here. All right, and then I want you to take your arms back to your sides. And then bend that front right leg and take your left leg back behind you so that the sole of the foot is coming onto the floor. I'm gonna just turn the screen a little bit so that you can also see the feet here. So we've got that right foot forward, okay? Left back of the heel is up. We're on the ball of that left foot. From here, we're going to swing the arms up into the sky. Exhale, sink the shoulders. Just breathe. Okay, now we're going to take it to Warrior 2. So just really simple here. Again, for those of you that are seasoned yogis, the simpler practice. So we're going to exhale, take that right arm out front, and then turn out through the sole of your left foot so that that heel is coming somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees. Sole of the foot is coming down. Arms are up at a T. We have the hips nice and open here. If you find that your stance feels too wide, too strong, it doesn't feel good. I mean, it's tough on the quad, but if it's too much, you can always heel toe in a step or two and make your stance smaller. Okay. So if you've just been running a lot and your quads are really tired or cycling a lot, give them a little break. Okay. So we're going to inhale here in this nice, powerful pose. Make sure that that front knee is pointing towards your second toe rather than going in or out, okay? And then take an inhale here. Exhale, take that right elbow down to your leg. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Try to avoid collapsing here. So we're really inhaling and lifting. And then we can even reach it all the way past the side of the head for variation on a side angle. And then inhale, lift all the way back up. And we're going to take a reverse warrior. Slide that left hand down the back of the left leg. Lift your right arm up and back. Again, feel your body full of light, full of strength, full of all kinds of possibility. Do it again. I know it's a little tough. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, but you will be more relaxed for having done this later. Okay, not instant gratification, it comes later. Be patient. So we're going to inhale here. Reach that arm across, take the side stretch. Oh, and then we slide that hand down and back the leg. Take your beautiful reverse warrior. Oh. We're going to go for one more, and then we give it all a break. Dance it out a little. So try to make the movement a bit more smooth. And then inhale, take it through center, and then super simple. We're just going to reverse. So we pivot around that back foot, and we take the arms back up where we started, warrior one. And then we take a big step forward. So then we come all the way back into a nice standing position. And then from here, take an inhale. Oh, exhale, swan dive, hinge forward from your hips. Hang your head, hang your arms. Take a moment just to sigh out there. And start to bend your knees. And slowly ragdoll your body all the way up. You may have just seen my beloved Antonio walk past. You saw him last week in the video. It's the same class. Okay. All right. So we are now coming back up to standing. Before we repeat that sequence on the other side, I want to stretch out that quad because it might feel like it just worked hard for you. So you're going to shift your weight into your left foot. Left foot. And if you need to use a wall, please use a wall. Otherwise, take your left hand out. And then take hold of your right foot into your right hand. Okay. And then from here, bring your legs, so your knees are coming together. Okay. And then try to bring that left arm up to the sky. Now, if this is enough, cool, stay. If you want to take it a little further, hinge, I'm losing it a bit, hinge forward from your hips, reach that left hand out, like you want to shake somebody's hand with it, and then you're going to reach that right leg up and back behind you, getting that stretch into the quad. So we're coming into another balance, into dancer. Okay. Quitting the radiator. Bring yourself all the way back up. See if you can more gracefully release, more gracefully than I just did. And I just want you to shake everything out. So you can jump or and even make the little horse lip sound. Not little, is it? And just shake, 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 shake. Get a little jump in. Do anything you need to just get it out. These things, I don't think they can be underestimated, just how important even occasionally just shaking things up in your body is. Just getting the energy moving around. Okay. Now, once you've had a little shake, we're still hopefully at the front of the mat. If you're not, come back. If you're using a mat, and again, feet are coming to a hip distance stance. I'm just going to step back so I stay in the screen. And then again, shift your weight into that left foot. This time we go for the crazy Karate Kid move. We bring it up. Okay, leg up, flex the foot. Pointed foot can bother the knee if you have a sensitive knee. So flex feet are always safer when the knees are bent. So we lift it up. We just take a few deep breaths here. Keep it going. I'm going to give myself a little room. Okay, then see if in a single movement, you can take that right leg back and bring your arms parallel to the ground. And you can play with taking your arms to a T or even all the way out into superhero. Keep it there. And I just want to throw the thought out. What happens if you imagine that there is a stable place to put your hands when they're out in front of you, or a stable place to place your foot when it's behind you? If you imagine that that support is there, and you really feel that that support is there, does it make it any easier? It might not, but just play. Again, what we visualize has an impact on the body. So play with those possibilities. Okay, take your arms back to your sides, bend your front leg, and then let your right foot drop down behind you. Now, once you're here, bring your left knee so that it is in line with the ankle. Hips are squared forward. Think of them like headlights on a car, so they're not turned out, but squared on. Okay, inhale, swing your arms up. Exhale, think your shoulders. Oh. Take a few breaths here, just working into that front hip flexor, that not exactly front, that right hip flexor. Then we're going to exhale. Take your left arm over your left leg and take that right heel somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees behind you. Square those left toes forward. Again, knee in line with the ankle, pointing towards the second toe. We find that nice opening through the hips, that strength through the body. Imagine someone has come and put their hands on your ribs, and they're just helping to lift you up, giving you that support in your torso. Okay, let's dance this out now. We'll go a little more dancey this time. So we're going to lift that right arm up, send it across, and then we flow it back to the reverse warrior. Breathe. Take two more in your own way, at your own pace. I don't know, I lost count. I was going somewhere else in my head. Okay, when you're ready, take it back up into warrior two. And then you're just going to helicopter your arms and pivot through that back foot. Swing your arms up to the sky, open it up. Oh, and then take a big step forward. So you're coming back up into standing. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, fold. Hang the head, hang the arms. Breathe into that forward fold. And start to bend your knees and take your hands and knees down to the ground. Okay. And then once you come down onto hands and knees, we're just going to take a child's pose. Bring the bottom back towards the heels, belly over the thighs, forehead down. Oh, and take a moment just to sigh it out. And start to lift the head, lift the heart. And I want you to come up onto your fingertips out in front of you. So if you've done this class, you've probably done this before. We're going to spread the fingers as wide as we can, making these 2 starfish so that we really have the weight as spread across the fingers and the hand as possible, just to help protect the wrists, okay? And then roll up towards your hands. Curl your toes under behind you and send your hips back. Roll your shoulders back. Squeeze under your armpits and take a little walk of your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Oh, I forgot oh no. Okay, I realized I just forgot the dancer on the other side. I felt I was forgetting something. Okay, that's fine. We'll make our way to it. Just enjoy a downward dog for a moment. Take a couple more breaths, just stretching into the backs of your legs. Okay, and start to bend your knees, walk your hands back, and then slowly ragdoll your body all the way back up to standing. Okay. And once you've come back up to standing, we're just going to give this quad a little bit of love too, like we did on the other side. So we're going to shift the weight into the right foot. Use the right hand to counterbalance. Pick that left foot up into your hand. And then we swing the right arm up into the sky. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Hinge forward from your hip. Reach that right hand out like you want to shake somebody's hand. Lift that left leg up and back behind you. Take a couple more breaths here. Take it all the way back up through center. Start to gently release. While we're here, let's come down a different way. So bring your feet as close together as you can. Now, if you're like me, your knees might not be totally happy with this. Some people, knees are fine. My knees kind of fight with each other about it. Don't worry either way. You just bring them as close as possible. If that's here, it's okay. All right. And then I'm going to show you from the side, actually. So what we do is we start to bend. So we bend the knees, and then we're going to let the heels lift up here, okay? As we then take the hands down to the ground, and then we let the knees come wide to the sides. So if you're not there, just showing you now from the front, we're going to bend the knees, sit down into it, lift the heels, and then take the hands down and let your knees separate there. Okay. Now the idea is that the ball of your foot and the heel of your foot are coming to meet the other side. Okay. Once you're there, start to lift up. We're playing with a balance. So if you're interested in things like Ayurvedic medicine, so traditional Indian medicine, there's something in Ayurvedic medicine known as the doshas, and it's a mix of body and personality types, which we all have, but we all tend to have some more than others. So I'm very much a kapha. So kaphas tend to be a little heavier, but they tend to have great stamina, and like they can fast more easily than say someone who's I've forgotten, a pizza, like my partner, like they're the ones that are in line in a buffet that are like, give me the food, like getting annoyed with the people in front of them. Okay, so if you're a kapha like me, supposedly this is a really good pose for you. And I have to say, the first time I tried this pose, I don't know, 10 years ago, 10, 14 years ago, sometime in there, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it for about 2 years. So just remember also that whatever you practice, you do get better at. Oh, let's take one more breath here. And take your knees down to the ground. Oh, uncurl your toes, and let's take a wide angle child's pose. So knees go wide, and then the belly just falls down between, and the head comes down, and just side out there. And start to slowly walk yourself back. And then bring your knees together now. Okay, so just bring them in. And then I want you to take your body weight and just fall to the left side. And just let your legs do whatever they need to do there so that you feel as comfortable as you can. All right. Now, take your right hand, and you can start on the fingertips down to that right side. And then I want you to take your left arm up, and reach it across. So we get this really beautiful psoas stretch here. It can be pretty intense. It is personally for me. I have to say my body feels a bit wrecked after the Thai yoga massage training in Greece, which I've done before and just did as a refresher. And then in Italy before that, it's been a very food heavy summer. Okay, inhale, take it all the way back up. And then we're going to roll back up through center, nothing fancy in between. We're just going to swing it over to the other side. Again, let your legs do what they need to do. And then we take the left fingertips down, right arm comes up, and then we start to slide and reach. And breathe. Inhale, lift all the way back up through center. And then just however you can, I'd like you to unwind so that you can sit. Okay. So just find a seated position. And if you want to sit up onto a pillow or onto a cushion, that's fine. We're going to stay here for a little bit. Okay. So once you've found this seated position, we've done it before, but we're going to do a couple exercises. We'll just one on each side for the vagus nerve. And if you've done this session many times before, you'll have heard me talk about the vagus nerve. It is a wandering nerve, cranial nerve, that has a large responsibility within the nervous system and is often stuck in a stress response. So we have different ways of reducing that stress response. Come on. Okay. So what we're going to, the dog wants to do the stress response release too, because obviously he had the hardest life ever. As does she apparently. Okay. So what we're going to do here, sorry, we're going to do that vagus nerve exercise, one of the vagus nerves. There's many exercises for there's one vagus nerve, sorry, but there's many exercises for the vagus nerve. So we're going to do one of those on each side right now. So what I'd like you to do is just sit up as tall as you can. Again, on a cushion is fine. And then you're going to take your right arm and bring it up and take your right hand towards your ear. At no point is there anything masochistic or aggressive about this, okay? Then I want you to hug your ribs with your left hand. So you're just, coming back. Remember that thing we said at the beginning about treating yourself like your dearest loved one. So here we are, big hug, okay? Now start to take that right ear down, but then gently pull your ribs towards the left. Again, nothing aggressive, nothing masochistic. And then I want you to turn your eyes up to the left corner. So you can look up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to hold this. And I want you to breathe. You're welcome to blink. If you feel like sighing or yawning or swallowing, know that these are normal reactions. And we're just going to stay here for about 45 more seconds. And in fact, I'll put a little alarm on. So just stay there, stay there, stay there. Keep your eyes up at that corner. Okay. Slowly, start to tip yourself upright. Release your arms. Relax your shoulders. And take a moment just to sigh out, breathe out. Again, yawn, swallow. Anything that naturally comes. And again, these are often vagal responses. So, which is beautiful because then it is a type of stress release that's naturally beginning to happen. Okay. Okay. So going to the other side now. We are going to take the right hand up, bring the right hand towards the ear, and then dip that left ear towards the left shoulder. And then reach. In fact, you can let the head be more at neutral to start, and then reach for the hug first. So right hand coming around and hugging the left side. And then we pull the ribs across as we tip the ear down. And we turn and look the eyes up to the corner. And we're not turning the head, we're just turning the eyes up. Okay. And just stay there. And again, you can blink, let yourself do whatever you need to do. And then gently start to bring it all the way back to center. And again, release the arms. Take a moment just to allow for any natural responses of your body. Notice how you feel. Maybe you don't feel anything. Maybe you find this super helpful. If you're interested in polyvagal theory, it's definitely worth reading about. You can get lost in it. It's quite a big subject, but definitely a subject worth looking at if you do geek out on these kind of things and you are interested in finding ways to physiologically reduce stress. Okay. Let's just take a few minutes now to bring it down. So I'd like you to come down onto your back. Okay. And once you're on your back, as usual, you can either bend your knees or you can extend the legs out. Just do what feels right to you. Okay. And then once you've come down, close your eyes. Take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales, sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And once you've sighed out, just let your natural breath take over. Feel your eyelids relax heavily over your eyes. Just feel your body melting down into this moment here on earth right now. And as you relax here, maybe set the intention to practice awareness of your thoughts and the way that they make you feel in the coming days. So if you find that your thoughts are heavy or not helpful, explore the ways that you can make them lighter and more helpful. Know that you are empowered, that more than living in your body, you live in your thoughts and your feelings. And you have the ability to practice working with those, to be the magician in your life. So just remember that. And start to deepen your breath. Draw some movement back into your fingers and into your toes. Gently roll to one side. And bring yourself all the way back to seated when you're ready. You come back to seated, take your hands into prayer in front of your heart. And gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice in this earth. And thank you all so much for coming this week. We are back on Zoom for the next month, and then I actually go away to teach on a retreat for 3 weeks. So there will be 3 weeks of pre-recorded again, and then we're back on Zoom again. So if you know anybody that would benefit from these sessions, please tell them, because they are free and sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. So anyone that could benefit from these that you know, please do let them know. And I'm so glad that you enjoyed. And I'm going to put these up on also the YouTube channel, the recordings of these. So if you ever want to revisit any of them, so especially things like the vagus nerve response, you can revisit that on YouTube. So, okay, that's it for today. I hope to see you next week. I hope you have a beautiful weekend ahead, and sending you all lots of love. So thank you so much. And again, just have a really beautiful rest of your day and week.